No, I was in France because I did the Lyon Media Day before the Champions League Women's Final. So I was watching it with my dad in Paris in the house.
Jules, you've of course got a household full of Arsenal fans who have suffered over the years. How much has it sunk in yet? How much did they enjoy that moment?
Yeah, it was incredible, really, when you've been waiting for that long. 22 years is a long time for a top club. And I know football is cycles. We say often enough on the show, sometimes you have to wait a long time. Liverpool had to wait 30 years for another league title, for example. So it's not easy. This season was tense. It was a tough season. We said the quality wasn't there throughout the league. But even for some extent to Arsenal point of view as well, I still think they were the better team and they deserved to be champions. But it was tense. It was very nervy towards the end. City are still a wonderful opponent, and yet this time they came up short. But for all those years before where they just overtook everybody at the last hurdle, this time I think Arsenal kept that calm, maybe rode their luck a little bit too. But yeah, for the children, for my wife, it was very special. And I think for the whole Arsenal family, you saw the scenes at the Emirates. You will see on Sunday at Palace when the trophy is handed. And then the parade after the Champions League final, whether they win that final or not, it's not that it doesn't matter, it's important, sure. But the objective was to win the Premier League at the start of the season, and they did what they had to do.
Where did you watch the Bournemouth game, Nedum?
From a bunker somewhere, just trying to mind my business. No, but if I can be completely transparent, obviously Mikel Arteta gets a ton of grief. Some people have had issues, and my issue was that he would never tell you who's fit and who's not fit for fantasy football. But I think looking at him there, talking about that Premier League title and seeing the scenes and the tears and the emotion around it, there is something within me and lots of other people where you think, oh, that's such an amazing feeling. I think a club the size of Arsenal having to wait as long as they did to have that moment, that's why there's such an outpour of emotion. Everyone's known for decades how good they are as a football club, and they should be achieving more. And now they've done it, they've really done it, and they're feeling the emotion, that journey that so many people have been on. So many people, they hadn't seen Arsenal win a title in their lifetime, but we could talk about how great they were, so in my lifetime, in say the 90s and the early 2000s, the invincible season, 2003, 2004. And now that's all been put to the side because it's happened again. That defensive record that they have, it stands alone in the Premier League, one of the best defensive records in all of European football, it looks like. And that's given them the opportunity to be able to lift that trophy. And they are deserving winners. They've hit the level of consistency needed to give themselves the opportunity, and they've done it. So many years of being so close and falling short and getting so much grief, endless grief from people like yourself, Dan Thomas.
Good.
But now it's a case of, drinking it and celebrating it. And, now I'm looking forward to next week as well. The Julien Laurens derby where PSG play against Arsenal. That household is going to be a war zone. Wowzers. Yeah.
Frank, it's interesting because obviously we talked about them looking nervy in the last 3 months of this campaign. Will that change now going into next season? Are they better equipped now to go on and win the title or go on a run where they dominate this league?
Hopefully he's going to change his attitude, because I think he had an affect to his player when he was on the touchline, and he was too nervous. So now that he won the title, and congratulations to the Gunners and to Mikel Arteta, even if I don't believe a word of what he said about his story, that he didn't watch the game, blah, 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 I'm sure he was watching the game. But whatever. But I think it's good for him. It's good for his experience, and it will have to settle down and to calm down and to, maybe step back a little bit to make sure that the players don't feel the pressure that he was giving to them. So, yeah, it's going to be useful, yeah.
Frank is an actor. Let's remember, Frank is an actor, so knows an actor when he sees one, Frank. So there we go.
I disagree. I don't think Mikel Arteta...
I bought everything he said. But I am a big Arteta fan.
Well,
there you are.
You're so romantic.
I believe Mikel Arteta here. I don't think he watched the game. If I were in his shoes, I wouldn't have. If I were in his shoes, if I were the manager, and I know, because his focus is Arsenal and the last game of the season to come.
Yes.
If it means nothing, great. But as of Tuesday night, City Bournemouth, I totally understand that feeling of, I can't watch this, let me just separate myself.